in the time after King Arthur. War's Epilogue. A toast to victory is made. The Vandals cross over into Spain from North Africa at the narrow inlet of the inland sea and remain there with the Moors and the remnants of the Visigoths that were defeated by the Franks in southern Gaul. These enemy forces are too small to challenge the Allied Empire and are, at any rate, forever hemmed in there by the mountains to the north and the sea all around. Soon they take to fighting amongst themselves. In thanks for their assistance to the Allies, the Ostrogoths are granted Italy as a place for their great and homeless tribes to settle. The Muslims retreat to Asia, excepting those in Spain. The Huns no longer exist. The Romans solidify their Eastern Empire and also conquer all of North Africa. The Roman general Belisarius enters Spain to do battle with the Vandals. The flame of freedom burns brightly once more. Constantinople lasts another 1,000 years. We are all of us Cain's children, and so we must prove ourselves able and worthy. The jewels in Time's chest. That light whose smile kindles the universe, that beauty in which all things work and move, that benediction which the eclipsing curse of birth can quench not, that sustaining love which through the web of being blindly wove, by man and beast and earth and air and sea, burns bright or dim, as each are mirrors of the fire for which all thirst, now beams on me, consuming the last clouds of cold mortality. Shelley. The last knight finds himself strangely drawn to the castle's parapet and looks off into the distance. Can it be true, he thinks? Does a familiar voice call to me on the winds? And so he makes his way to the giant's dance of Stonehenge. A druid priestess appears and bids him to enter. She takes him ever downward to a chamber far beneath Stonehenge. Oh, cruel time, which takes in trust our youth, our joys, and all we have, and pays us but with age and dust, who in the dark and silent grave, when we have wandered all our ways, shuts up the story of our days. Raleigh. Merlin.
"Is it you, Perceval?" asks Merlin, "for he is now weak and blinded from his war against the devil." "Come close, let me put my hand on your head and know it is you. Tell me, Perceval, did we win?" "We did. Then the world is saved," replies Merlin, "for together we have subdued the devil. One day we shall destroy him."
In a time that is very far off he will return, and the once and future knights and their king and their magicians shall greet him. Yes, Perceval, we will return when the world needs us most. You, me, and our friends behind me on the wall. And when we do, when that great day comes, we'll enter paradise and place the apple back on the tree whence it was stolen in the Garden of Eden.
Beneath there sate on many a sapphire throne the great, who had departed from mankind, a mighty senate. Some, whose white hair shone like mountain snow, mild, beautiful and blind. Some, female forms, whose gestures beamed with mind. Shelley.
Merlin questions Perceval, "How is it that so many times you have told me that you were moving on, leaving the earth even, and yet time after time you return, or perhaps you never really left?"
"Yes, Perceval, I attempted to leave many times, but found that I could not because I'd grown accustomed to the earth and loved its people too much. At first I thought that I was so very different from mankind, but I've come to learn that we're really very similar, and that we all, those of us that have goodness, want the same things: love, peace, and righteousness." As you may have known or surmised, my own grandfather was the archangel who fell from heaven and became the devil. But there was a bit of goodness buried deep in his black heart. My father was also a devil, but my mother was a saintly nun. From my demon sire comes my power, but from my mother comes my virtue. Luckily, I have been able to combine the two in order to come to the aid of the earth and its peoples. And so it is that good can conquer evil, and not the other way around. Therefore, there is great hope and promise for man, for his situation is similar. For we are, and I speak from my human half now, all of us, Cain's children, not Abel's, and are therefore born bad with original sin, but with a capacity for goodness. Add to this the fact that we also carry traits with us from the gods of old and also from our animal ancestry. And you can see that there are many forces which tug at us from all directions. And some of you are even my descendants. Although the full gods of old and of Avalon and of heaven have left the earth, they have been persuaded and encouraged by our actions of goodness, and still continue to cast favor on me with a backward glance or two now and then, focusing their energy on this and other megalithic monoliths throughout Britain, Stonehenge being the central point. Thus, all who reside here may gain some measure of immortality. Come with me into the next room and I will show you the jewels in Time's chest. You still have much work to do, such as editing the last night's Almanac.
Millenniums pass, like scenes on the eternal tapestry. Like Rome, many cities became glorious and were once queen of the world, but all too soon were reduced to its soiled mistress, and then to dust, to be watered by man's tears, and perhaps flourish again. Yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. And of this future we can only speculate that the time comes for that last perfect day on earth. I can see it now. A wash of flowers sways and splashes in the late afternoon sunshine. Waves of deep grasses yet move to the rhythms of the earth. Trees flood across the haze. And then comes the last sunset, when beauty herself comes to cast one last fond gaze over the world. Ah, we can see her bright flowing gowns in the colors of the sunset as she leans over the earth. And then just before the destruction of all life on the earth, or perhaps after it, we know not whither, we can only speculate, comes the redemption of man. Or does it? No, the world is doomed, you say, her teeming multitudes to perish forever. But wait, oh wait. There are jewels in Time's chest. There is hope, for those jewels are men and women, and there is heart in man's chest. To this day, Merlin, Arthur, and their knights lie sleeping under the ground. Farewell to you, dear reader, and the dreams I have spent with you. Farewell, my story. It seems but yesterday we met. You have given me a deeper thirsting after life. Your heartbeat was mine, and your breath was upon my face, and I knew you all. I knew your pain, your joy, and your dreams were my dreams. Myths and legends are waves from a sealed memory that keeps records of our yesterdays, a lure that claims many a lover. Even in this deep winter, we must not deny our spring.
Forget not that I shall return.